Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, my friend, we've got a few topics to talk about, a handful of topics. The prospects of potentially Exo Zombies 2, Vanguard Season 5 Reloaded, and everyone's still just kind of waiting for Modern Warfare 2 to come out, and just kind of where we are right now in as the Call of Duty community in this kind of weird limbo state.
I feel like we're in the limbo state a lot more often than we like to admit.
Yeah, because everyone just consumes everything so quickly nowadays.
This whole year, I mean, you had from Forsaken kind of until Vanguard released.
Yeah,
and then you had Duran Fang until Terrible.
That wasn't even like that bad of a limbo though. Forsaken and Duran Fang. That was like a month.
That wasn't that bad, but we had something to look forward to. I got with Duran Fang that's where it really started to hit. And then I think that we were in that phase until Shinonuma was announced, to be honest.
Dude, because they had to completely rework the game. I mean, shit. They needed time to rework round based, and we know that story all too well. But man.
Yeah. I mean man, here's the thing, right? I think we'll just jump into the first topic, which will
just go right into it.
Exo Zombies 2, baby.
Let's go.
For those of you that don't know, there's a leak that came out. Take a giant grain of salt, because this one's a pretty they would do this. It's like Call of Duty Ghosts 2 level of oh my god, no way.
Well, especially because the person who initially broke the report has missed a lot of things recently, and this person was I'm not gonna name any names just because I don't know if that would get us in trouble, but the particular leaker who's leaking stuff, they started out getting a lot of things right at first, and then this person had a lot of miss after miss after miss after miss, and people are kind of questioning whether this guy is accurate or not. And so now he has this bombshell report saying that Sledgehammer is going to be working on Advanced Warfare 2, which would then mean Exo Zombies 2, and I don't know, man.
Here's the thing, right?
It's weird.
Okay. I want to first of all, I want to get your input on what you think of an Advanced Warfare 2. What did you think of Advanced Warfare, the original? What do you think of that game? I mean, campaign, if you played it, multiplayer, blah, 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 and then obviously Exo Zombies, everyone shits on it because it's not that great. But in general, what did you think of the game from your a lot or little time that you've played it?
I mean, I definitely didn't play Advanced Warfare as much as I played Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 or whatever, right?
Yeah, understandable.
But man, I think it was just okay. I mean, if you're talking about an overall package of a game, I think it was just okay.
Yeah, it was fine. It was like World War II in a way, where it was it was fine,
I thought the campaign was pretty good.
I mean, one thing I'll give the campaign props for is visually the cutscenes were really good.
Oh, I mean, that's a standard for Call of Duty at this point. I mean,
that's about it. So,
it was an interesting storyline. The multiplayer, the multiplayer was okay. I mean, I'm always not that big of a fan of the Exo advanced movement, jumping all around and jetpacks and whatever. I do prefer the boots on the ground thing. It was just okay to me with the Exo movement, and then Exo Zombies I just could not get into at all. I did the first Easter egg on Outbreak, the original Outbreak. I did the Easter egg there, and then I really didn't have any desire to play Exo Zombies. Didn't really gel with me all too well.
So overall, you weren't the biggest fan. So
not particularly. I mean, it was just an okay game to me.
The amazing idea of Advanced Warfare 2 doesn't please you then?
Not really. I mean, especially because if this is going to be coming from Sledgehammer again, I think Sledgehammer really dropped the ball with Vanguard, and then having them have another game is a little bit questionable. But what are you going to say?
I have a question. Vanguard 2 or Advanced Warfare 2?
Neither.
No, but if you had to choose one, it was that or you die.
That or I die.
Yeah,
Jesus
and I know that
Christ.
might actually sound better, but which one would you want? Advanced Warfare 2? Because think about it this way, at least with Advanced Warfare 2, right? Let's just say, okay, in this scenario, there doesn't have to be exosuits, but it gives them freedom to do stuff like adding fun weapons and all that. right? So it
Here's the
completely
thing.
gets rid of the stupid argument of
As much as I said that Advanced Warfare 2 probably wouldn't be the greatest thing, I still will probably have to go with Advanced Warfare 2 just because the only reason is because then I won't crash every other fucking game. Probably. Maybe. Actually, I don't know.
No, that's gonna follow you for the rest of your life because you bought a PS5 to avoid it and it's still doing it.
Like,
so.
can I just like
have a little tangent,
really like just gush about that for a second? Because
yeah,
dude,
go ahead. That's why I brought it up.
here's what I hate actually about like technology. Now I'm gonna sound like an old man. Yeah. You know what I fucking hate is when you buy a game, you buy something, and then you just want to play the game, and then it just doesn't work, right? And then there's nothing that the person, like you yourself, can do to like actually fix what you own, and you have all this complicated crap. Like, okay, I was talking to my chat the other day live on stream, and they're talking, well, Jason, you should probably change your NAT type, and you should try that out. Okay, well, my NAT type has not changed at all since the inception of my internet connection. And then I go, well, dude, if it didn't crash for me back then, why is it all of a sudden crashing for me now? Like, what does it matter? What does it matter if I change my NAT type? Now, they could be completely right about that. I don't know. But at the same time, why should somebody... And I'm not even talking about myself, right? Because me, myself, a content creator, I probably have a little bit more knowledge than the average person on something like that. And I know fucking nothing about internet connections. I know like the bare absolute minimum about internet connections and bandwidth and modems and everything like that. But it's still the average person. Let's put this in the average person's shoes real quick. Somebody goes and buys Vanguard, or somebody goes and buys Warzone. Well, they don't buy Warzone, but whatever. You get Warzone, you get Vanguard. And then you have these problems that happen. You just keep disconnecting. And it's like, what does the average person do? What does the average person do in that situation? They think their game is broken. And now I'm not saying the NAT type is the problem, because I genuinely don't think it is the problem. I entertain the idea. I think it's an interesting idea, but I genuinely don't think that's the problem, because other games don't boot me off.
Whilst you're saying all this, what internet provider do you have?
AT&T.
AT&T.
So, I mean, they've been great for me. They've been great for me so far. I mean, they have really strong internet connections while I'm streaming. They, very really good upload speed, really good download speed. I mean, they've been great for me. And so it just doesn't make any sense why, all of a sudden, and might I add, again, with having them as my internet provider for a few years now, it hasn't done that in the past. And then again, I always say this, it started with Season 2 of Vanguard when Terra Maledicta came out. It started when that map came out. And
okay, so it's not a Wi-Fi problem then.
Never been a Wi-Fi problem. Never been a connectivity problem. Never been anything like that.
It's not a hardware problem because you bought a PS5 to try and fix it.
Like, I genuinely think their servers are broken. I genuinely think that there's something wrong on the back end for them, and something's wrong, because Black Ops Cold War never crashes for me. Never. It doesn't disconnect me from the internet. It doesn't do anything. Black Ops Cold War never does that. Black Ops 3 never does that. Black Ops 4 never does that. These are all Treyarch games, I'm starting to notice. So it's like there's something wrong over there with those servers that I think is just wrong. It's just broken for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my little tangent.
Have you considered getting better?
Yeah, skill issue. Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's a skill issue, I think.
Right. Yeah,
100%. Okay, right. So, okay. I'm happy you got your tangent. Sucks for you that you can't log onto Vanguard, but really isn't that upsetting. And now, what would you prefer? What would you, if both games work as they were intended to work?
Okay, if both games work as they were intended, I mean, bro.
And we're talking about an Advanced Warfare reality where like there probably wouldn't be exosuits, or if there was, it would probably just be like in the campaign maybe, and then little bits here and there in the multiplayer. Like, I mean, more like dashes and like it's hard to say because in reality I don't think they'd go the full like exosuit route. I think they'd do like a Black Ops 4 where there'd be elements of like fast movement, but it'd be through like tools and stuff.
Here's the thing, I think my answer would still be an Advanced Warfare 2, but that's just because Vanguard is just a complete flop. And like the amount of hubris that is actually behind Vanguard, and the amount of, just the tone deaf reality of what Vanguard is. We don't want that again. And if Call of Duty is going to experiment with the futuristic scenario again, sure, give it another try, I guess. But coming back to the real world and not the hypothetical scenario world, because that sounds like a really bad scenario there. I choose death. But like, I don't know, man. With the way Sledgehammer handled Vanguard, it's just very confusing to me that if this is true, which who knows at this point, if this is true, it just seems very there's a word I'm looking for here that I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it seems very misguided, I guess, by Activision to be like, yeah, you guys get another game. I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel right. Number one, it doesn't feel right because of what Sledgehammer has produced, and number two, it doesn't feel right because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. And this is where I think that the report is probably fake, because it kind of comes out of nowhere here when, everyone's ragging on Vanguard. Everyone's, Modern Warfare 2 is super polarizing. Everyone, like, hates everything in the community. So why not have something that people can talk about with rose-tinted glasses, and everyone can be like, oh, look at the past, look at that, and then distract people from, like, what's actually happening. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a good chance that it's fake. But at the same time, I guess you really never know at this point, because this person has gotten some things right in the past. So, I don't know. Okay. I'm not like super like holding it close to me being like, oh my God. I'm expecting news. But
okay. Would you pre-order Advanced Warfare 2? If it had zombies.
Maybe. We'll have to see when we get there, if it's real. I mean, since we literally know nothing about the game, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll give my input on the situation now, right?
Go for it.
Advanced Warfare, okay? I think the campaign was pretty solid, right? The multiplayer was like, I think it's popular for a game to come out. Everyone shits on it violently for the year. And then, the next COD game comes out, and people are like, Vanguard wasn't that bad, actually. The maps are pretty fun.
No one's going to say that about Vanguard this next year, I guarantee you.
No, but with Advanced Warfare, I think that's kind of what's happening. I think the game did a lot right. I think the exosuits in that made it so the game was like just felt different and like added a new layer of stuff. Right. So it wasn't the same like boots in the ground gameplay that people love today.
Right.
And it made it so there's a bit more of a skill gap and stuff, which I can appreciate that. It's fine. The game did a lot wrong. Supply drops weren't that great. Weapon variants weren't that great. But everything else about the game, it was fine. It was whatever. Exo Zombies, obviously. I mean, it wasn't Sledgehammer that made Exo Zombies. It was Raven. So I guess like they can pin the blame on them for that. But I mean, the first map, the maps themselves aren't that bad. I think the actual layouts. I think it's quite hard to actually get a map layout quite bad for COD Zombies, and I feel like the Exo Zombie maps are okay, right? So, but the big issue with them is, for some reason, right, they're not big enough to utilize an exosuit. There's like 2 areas where you can fully use your exosuit in most maps, and that's it. The game is constantly trying to turn off your exosuit and block off areas, right? Okay.
The electric zombies are horrible.
Yeah. The EMZs, they are awful, right?
That was horrible.
And the game is constantly trying to do that to you, right?
Yes.
And whilst this is all happening, there is multiple in future maps. There's multiple types of enemies that counter other things that you do, and there is a big boss zombie in a few of the maps that will shoot an EMP missile at you that turns off your exosuit.
Oh, great!
And then in what ones is it? In Carrier, and I want to say Descent. I don't know 100%. I want to say Descent. Oh, actually, no. Another thing: stupid objectives in some of the maps. Burger Town, more or less, having to save a survivor.
The survivor thing, yeah.
At the round 100, like at the round 30, it's not really possible because your weapons are too weak. So there's a weapon balancing issue. And then in Carrier and Descent, I think this happens as well. There'll be actual in-game AI that shoots you whilst you try to defuse a bomb. And most of the time, it's fine. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but when you're getting EMZ'd and then there's such a variety of zombies coming after you as well.
Yeah, I get that.
It just doesn't make a fun gameplay experience. And
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's what made Exo Zombies like not do so well. I don't think it was the exosuits themselves. I think it was just all the random shit they were throwing in. Like, and I think if they were doing Exo Zombies 2 with hindsight, they would just try and make the game like a bit more like player friendly. And I don't mean that like in a way that's like, oh, you don't have to use skill or anything to play the game. I just mean don't add like a boss or enemy or whatever that turns off your exosuit. The one it's in the name, Exo Zombies. You know what I mean? Like it's in the name. So like in the reality, if we got an Advanced Warfare 2, right? I think it could be actually a pretty solid product because I'd expect it to be something like Black Ops 2 in a way, or like Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Not semi. It'll be futuristic setting where, you know, it'd be cool. And maybe they'll do a Black Ops 4 where they go like a few years behind Advanced Warfare. I don't know if it because that'd be a universe where Kevin Spacey was still canonically alive in the Call of Duty universe. So actually, no, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do Advanced Warfare. They're not doing an Advanced Warfare. They're not tying that storyline to that.
I mean, dude, there you go. I think we maybe debunked the. Did we debunk it because of Kevin Spacey? I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, right? They just have to tip around like him or like give him a complete redesign, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, moving on from that.
I mean, the thing is, man. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, too, Zombies was kind of an afterthought for Advanced Warfare too, right? Because it was survival that it launched with.
So the game launched with survival, right? And then the last mission, Riot, you got to play against zombies, right? And the zombies in Riot were fucking cool. They are nothing like the actual Exo Zombies that you see in Exo Zombies. They were creepy. They made really like noise, right? Like they sound like they were squealing and stuff, and like it was cool. It was more like a scary setting, and I kind of wish they went more that route with it. But no, when the game actually came out, because it was only DLC maps, obviously.
Right.
And like, yeah, the thing is, they had the celebrity cast as well. I mean, the story wasn't that like boring. It was all right.
I mean,
the ending was a bit. Actually, saying that the story was a bit like.
I mean, all I know is that it's one of your guys on your team dies, and then he becomes a zombie, and then you have to fight him as the final boss. And
that was the big plot twist. But I mean, it did do a bunch of things wrong. I mean, like think about it, right? Exo Zombies had the first proper in-game boss fight for a zombie. Yeah. Now that's pretty cool.
That's interesting to think about.
But at the same time, it's not that great, and it's pretty awful. And it forces you to do it. It's not a choice.
I haven't played Descent, so I don't know, man.
It's not a choice. You have to do it. At round 20, you'll get spawned into a room with him, and you have to fight him. But he's not like hard.
Is that literally just the Easter egg? You just get spawned into a room with him?
No, so the Easter egg isn't even like... Okay, so it's actually quite weird. So the Easter egg itself, if you can do it before round 20, you don't even have to fight Oz. And you get the ending cutscene where you kill Oz, right? Because you're just there like with him on the floor and stuff, right? So in theory, yeah, if you could do it before round 20, because I think that's around you get teleported to him. Because there's a few phases. There's phase 1 on like round like I think it's either 5 or 10. I think it's 5. That you get teleported to him once, but you get teleported right back to him, back to the map. Because there's 2 parts of the fight actually. So there's the part where he's like DJ Oz, where he's in all the booth bits and all that. And you have to like shoot him while he's setting off traps and zombies and stuff after you. And then you fight a giant mutated version of him. And I mean, I don't know which one's worse to be honest, because I mean they're not bad. They're just they're not bad. They're not that's all I'll say. They're not awful. It's fine. It's nothing compared to Extinction's boss fights. I don't think it can compete with any Black Ops 3, 4, or Infinite Warfare boss fights.
Yeah.
It's just pretty like meh. And that's fine because it's not supposed to be the best thing in the world. I mean, he has a health bar, which is pretty cool. I'll give them props for that. They gave him a massive health bar on top of the screen. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
But no, I mean, if they were to make an Advanced Warfare 2, they'd have to connect that story here. And they had a cliffhanger for Advanced Warfare 1. Essentially, the guy... It's going to sound very odd, but essentially the guy that was the original zombie that they kill in Burger Town and then you had to fight in Descent.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of them. Underneath the facility, there's hundreds of them.
Great.
They start the infection or whatever again, because he was patient 0, right? That's the story.
Great. I mean, I guess there's potential for a story there, but will we ever see it come to fruition? Maybe not.
Well, actually, no, because well, I mean, yeah, I mean, we could see that, but what's his name? The guy that I can't remember his name. Since there was a celebrity cast, one of them passed away. He was in Aliens. He said there's one achievement in Outbreak. There's an achievement, and it was a reference to the Alien movie he was in. And I think it was Game Over Man, Game Over,
something like that. Called.
Yeah, and that's like a reference to his Alien movie. But
I think I vaguely know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like, I mean, they could, but they just had to like recast him, even if they went around that route, which they wouldn't, because it'd be operators probably. But
let's go, operators.
Okay. So like, so I think at the end, if I would rather Vanguard 2 or Advanced Warfare 2, I think I'd rather Advanced Warfare 2, because I think with that game, it's like...
You think it has more upside?
I think it has more upside than downside. And like, I don't really like the World War II. Yeah, on paper, right? I don't really like the World War II setting, right? I said that during World War II, and I said it during Vanguard. I ended up really liking World War II at like the end of the game's life cycle, and like I find with World War II, it's one of the games I go back to just to casually play because it's just like enjoyable to shoot people in. So I give props for that. But like in terms of settings, I think with World War II, we don't have to go back to it for another like 5-10 years.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
I think like, because I mean, if they're having all these stories connected in that, there's not much more story to tell there now, is there? I know they're working on actually no, saying that they weren't going to make Vanguard a trilogy, no. So there's plenty more story for them to tell.
Well, here's the thing about that though, like you have the Vanguard trilogy, which I every time I think about that, I actually cringe a little bit because
Vanguard's at the end of the war.
Right. Well, see, here's the thing, right? I think what they maybe would have liked to have done, and this is all just speculation. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because the story is supposed to revolve around Task Force Vanguard. You know, okay, Vanguard 1. Task Force Vanguard is formed in World War II. And then you fast forward, and then it's Vanguard 2 in the Cold War. And then the Vanguard Task Force has to go do some crazy shit in, I don't know, the Korean War or the Vietnam War or, you know, I don't know, some international conflicts there. Who knows?
Are the Vanguard referenced in Cold War at all?
No. And
okay.
Like that's the thing though, right?
So these stories would happen. Okay, go ahead.
This would be, you know, in order for them to do anything with this story, they'd have to revive something that they already put down. And that was the, remember the first 2 seasons of Vanguard when Butcher was narrating his experiences before he created Task Force Vanguard? And, you know, season 1 and season 2 had kind of a story.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't do anything.
The third one was like, oh, we're going to all fight each other for gold and stuff. Was it?
Like, that's the thing, dude. Like, they completely lost the plot at season 2, after season 2.
To be honest, the thing is, they were probably told by, like, Activision or whatever around that time period, like, well,
nobody
you guys aren't getting your trilogy. You're going to make Advanced Warfare 2. Because think about it, I mean, all the season after it was like, okay, let's make it so they're all fighting each other. Monkey versus Lizard.
Gold on some random fucking island in the Mediterranean. And then season 5, Menendez and Seraph and Ghost and Rourke, and it's like there's no story here anymore. So yeah,
what are you talking about? It all makes perfect sense. You just haven't read the in-game intel.
Oh yeah, the paragraph that you get for the characters, and like that's it. And then you watch the generic, you know, intro cutscene of them like, I shot some bad guys, and then I'm a hero, and then it's like, okay, what else do you do? Like, what else is you? What else is you? What else are you capable of?
I mean, the thing is as well with that, quickly thinking onto it, it's not even like they were fun skins they added in. It's the fact that they were the main selling point of that season.
Right.
Like,
also,
you know what I mean?
Also, to piggyback, I mean, dude, like, I wouldn't be making fun of this as much if the writers themselves didn't say that there were no iconic characters in Call of Duty. Like,
And then they're adding in iconic characters from
and then
Call of
they're
Duty.
adding it exactly, right? They're adding in the characters that people remember and are like, oh my god, wow, Menendez, wow, Khalid Al Assad, whoa, you know.
Thing is, right?
It's just that like hubris, that arrogance, that it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good for your product.
The thing is, as well, is right. So you're saying that from Advanced Warfare and World War II, you have managed to make no iconic characters, because it's not like you're just commenting on like,
yeah,
Treyarch and Infinity War and stuff. You're also talking about all the games that you made,
right?
So in your track record, you've managed not to make any I mean, in Vanguard, fair enough, right? And in World War II, I don't remember any of the characters in World War II either.
Me neither.
But I mean, I remember one guy called Alex in Advanced Warfare. I remember Irons, Mr. Irons.
Irons and Mitchell. That's like it.
Mitchell.
That's all Mitchell. I fucking remember.
I remember, what's his name? Begins with a G. Gabby? No, Gabby. Gabriel.
Dude, you're asking the wrong dude. I only remember Irons and Mitchell. Asking the wrong fucking guy.
Okay. But other than that, I mean, a game from like 20 years ago. Well, not 20. A game from 14 years ago, COD 4.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. A COD 4 has more iconic characters than your whole series combined of games.
That's
which is very fortunate. But then again, like, that's nostalgia and the fact that, like, the market for gaming wasn't as big then, right? But also, I mean, COD 4 for the time was a good game.
Also, characters were just good back then.
Yeah, like, they were. Like,
that's just the bottom line. Like, characters are just not as good as they used to be back in the day. I mean, crap, dude. I mean, as much as, I don't mind the operator system, and I don't mind, certain operators do have character to them, and certain operators do have depth to them if you are able to tell a good post-launch story, which is why I like the Black Ops Cold War post-launch story, because you get to see all the operators, you get to see their backstories, what they're good at, how they're able to interact with the world, and like an actual fucking storyline.
Yeah.
Then you get to Vanguard, and then it's the very thing that everyone is worried about. These nameless, faceless. I mean, yeah, they have names, but like, does anyone know their names? Like,
do you know Sledgehammer, right? Do you think when they were thinking, oh, there's no iconic characters, do you think their status for being an iconic character is having a movie made by you and Chris Pratt being this, like, you, or voicing you? Do you think that's like their idea of being iconic? I'd imagine maybe, because maybe like okay, well, until we get Chris Pratt to voice the main character of you in a movie, then you're not iconic. But as soon as he does that, you are. So until we want Alex and Woods and all that to be like main characters, we need to wait for Chris Pratt to make the movie about them and be the main.
That's a whole other conversation there with Chris Pratt and Mario. With the Mario trailer.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. Because that's what he sounds like. And then,
like,
going. The thing is, Jack Black does so well as Bowser, like, shockingly well. And I know he is a voice actor. It's like, fuck, they should have all been proper voice actors. But Jack Black, he actually did such a good job.
Jack Black's not bad. Jack Black doesn't do a bad job with Bowser.
No,
a little bit lower pitch maybe would be nice. Just my personal preference. But Chris Pratt as Mario doesn't work, dude. I'm sorry, Hollywood. Like, y'all, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's
Charles Martinet, dude.
It's star power. That's what it is.
I know why. I know why. But like, dude, not everything has to be star power. Not everything has to be, oh my god, look, a name and a face, right? Because here's the thing with voiceover. Voiceover has their own names and faces too. Like, again, Charles Martinet, the actual fucking voice of Mario, who has been doing it for years on end. And, the guy, there are certain roles that certain people are just made for. And Charles is that guy,
Yeah, and I think the thing as well is like, since Mario's already well established with like like I don't know how old Mario is. It must be like in like 30, 40 years or whatever.
Oh man, since
very
the
like
80s.
Right, very, very like popular character and stuff, right? His voice has been so well established and stuff already. With like, what it should kind of sound like and stuff. And I think I don't think it has to be like the original voice actor to play Mario. I think it should be, right? But in the scenario where it can't be him, right? I just don't think it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, no.
I just don't think it's Chris Pratt because I'm not just saying that because I know he gets a lot of hate and stuff, right? Because like I don't know, some of the things that he makes public about himself or whatever people don't like or whatever.
I mean, we're not even like talking about that. Like,
no,
we're just talking
obviously
about...
right. I just don't think the voice works because I mean, in every movie that he's in, he plays himself, right?
Right.
And it's kind of like Adam Sandler for the most part, but Adam Sandler does it with class. So I can't blame Adam Sandler. But with Mario,
I don't know, man. Mario.
The thing is, he made a statement saying, "Oh, my Mario voice is something you've never heard in the Mario universe before." Well,
that's
he
for
was
sure.
right.
We definitely haven't heard Mario just be a normal Joe Schmo before.
Hello, Mario. Because thing is, right? Man. He does his voice and he does like the slightest like what was it, like Brooklyn accent. Brooklyn. You can hear from the trailer, like a lot of people, Kingdom, here I come.
It's like people are, I don't know. To me, that's cope. I don't know, man. To me, that's just so much cope of people being like, look, he's trying to like do the Brooklyn thing from like the original live action Mario Brothers show that was like a thing back in the. It's like, guys, like, come on, like this is literally just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt, and it just doesn't work for me. It just really doesn't work.
But Jack Black again, I feel like Jack Black is destined to be like a voice, like maybe a voice actor, but he's stuck in like the celebrity world. Someone put it like not destined to be a voice actor, but like I think Jack Black is just so publicly liked and he's so like skilled as an actor and stuff that like I think he does a good job of Bowser, right? And from what we heard from the trailer, supposedly there's also a musical number with Bowser, which I know like people are gonna hate that, but I'm actually excited to see what the musical number is because I think it'd be
School of Rock all over again. Damn.
Probably. And the thing is, right? You know what studio animated this, right?
Illumination.
Which is the thing is, you see Nintendo and Illumination.
The Minion movie.
This is Illumination. This is Nintendo. This is a gun right here. Keeping a close eye on them, right? Because it could have been because I mean I watched Despicable Me 1 today because I was at Ashley's mum's house and that, right? Having dinner and stuff. And there was like kids and that over there. And we were watching the original Minions movie. And I was like, oh, this is not Minions, the Despicable Me movie. And fair enough, it's like 12 years old. But it was like, fuck, this looks so bad. But as soon as you see Bowser and stuff, the detail, the colors, everything about it, it feels alive and vibrant. And they actually did a good job. So listen, fair enough.
That's the one thing. I mean, your movie, your game, your whatever can look visually stunning. It can look really nice. It could look real good.
And
then you have Chris Pratt as Mario.
It's a Mario.
And that's how he's gonna deliver it too. I believe that.
It's a me. We had to go save the princess from Bowser.
Sounds great.
It's a Mario.
And I'm Luigi, and that sounds good, Mario. Let's go. Like I don't know who's playing Luigi in the movie, but
it's the guy from Sunny from Philadelphia. I think it's actually quite a good casting, but can't remember his name.
I just haven't seen that.
I think I think what makes it worse is the fact that you hyped it up. Like,
you know what this is?
What is
what this is? This is Ugly Sonic all over again, but this time it's a voice.
Yeah, and you know what's something fun? Fun fact: an early poster from the Sonic movie. Have you ever watched Sonic?
I haven't actually seen those movies yet.
Okay, they're good movies. You should watch them, right? But the plot of the movie, blah blah blah, whatever. There's Sonic, and then it's the police officer, and that's like a father figure for him, right? Originally, and there's a very early poster of development of when Sonic looked ugly and stuff. But do you want to know who the actor supposed to be
Chris
playing?
Pratt, right?
Chris Pratt, right?
Of course.
But that's not it. You know, one of the early choices for the Sonic voice. Guess who it was supposed to be?
Jack Black.
Chris Pratt.
Like, dude, all right.
Chris Pratt
Wow. Here's the thing. All right, y'all. All right. Guardians of the Galaxy, cool. It seems like a great movie. It seems awesome. Whatever. All you Marvel people like go crazy over Guardians of the Galaxy and anything that was Chris Pratt and Star Lord and anything like that. Right? I get it. I get it. You guys love that shit. But bro, he's not Hollywood. He's not the entirety of Hollywood. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. I mean, here's the thing. And this is like not even knocking Chris Pratt like at all, by the way. I mean, like he seems like maybe a nice guy. I don't know him personally, but like he's just a dude trying to do the best he can with the roles that he's given. And
Yeah,
his star power puts him in the positions to play these roles, and maybe he genuinely thinks he's doing a good job with Mario. But people have opinions, and my opinion is that it sounds not good. Like it just doesn't sound that good.
It's a Mario. We have to go save the queen from the princess even from Bowser in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Going back to the whole Vanguard thing with things feeling out of place. That's kind of how these characters feel in Vanguard. They feel very out of place. It's very like one-dimensional kind of a thing, and that's how Chris Pratt's Mario kind of feels. Like I know we only hear him talk for 5 seconds, but it just feels flat already. And with the entirety of Vanguard and the characters that they have released and have made, super flat, super just generic. I mean, this is the exact thing that people were worried about. Everyone was worried about, oh, the operator system is going to make all these nameless, faceless operators, and it's just going to be for money. Well, that's exactly what Vanguard did. I mean, quite literally, that's exactly what Vanguard did. Nobody, like, I don't know if it was just you, but whenever I saw a cool skin in Black Ops Cold War, I want to see what character it's on. I want to see which character is going to look cool with that. If I'm going to look cool with this particular skin, I'm going to look cool, and I'm going to be a badass character too, like Weaver in the Requiem Reconnaissance bundle. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be this Dark Ethernaut, and it's Gregory Weaver, badass dude here. Like, yeah, like that's cool. When you have a character that has like personality, has that stock in that character, it makes you want to like actually buy the fucking character. But then, you have all these crazy looking bundles like Aliens and all these crossovers with Godzilla and Umbrella Academy and Terminator. And then you go, like, what character are these on? And it's like, oh, who cares about that character? What?
Yeah, the thing is, right? See these skins and that. I don't care about any of them because I know I'd have to pay for one. So, like, okay, so sometimes I know they can look cool and stuff, but like, since I can't actually earn the content in game, like I'm not gonna spend the money on the skin.
Right.
I've done it a few times in Cold War, but that was because like,
same.
Right, like I did it for the Dozer bundle, which probably wasn't the best call actually, even though it looks kind of cool.
I like the Dozer. I got that one too. I like that one a lot.
I didn't go for the Samantha one.
I mean, I haven't done any Samantha bundles either.
Because like everyone's gonna be using it, so why would I want to use it? You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
So, but like,
I just liked the other character skins better. I mean, Samantha's a cool character, but I just liked the Weaver skins better, and the Bulldozer. I just liked those better.
Yeah, and like I guess the thing is, right? It's like I don't hate the skins, right? I like the skins. I think they're cool and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's just that, like. Okay, this is gonna kind of go back to the Advanced Warfare thing a little bit, but not so much because you had to buy cosmetics in that game. Funnily enough, I know actually you could get a few weapons from the supply drop system as well, and not weapons, cosmetics for yourself and stuff. But like, at least with the supply drop system, I could earn anything in game. Yeah. I know the chances are really low, and the best example is like the World War II system, where like you could actually grind out weapons and stuff. But now it's just with everything being like Battle Pass and stuff, and that being for the future. I think it's healthier for the COD franchise, 100%, right? But I just miss back in the day when like I could get a cool outfit from just playing. I mean, I know you can kind of still do that. I know there's some cases where you can do that, where like they have some like variants of bundles that you can do challenges and that for. Right. But it's different. You know what I mean? It's kind of different.
The main example I'll give you two examples: the Cold War example and the Vanguard example. Starting with Cold War, certain operators. Now, obviously, some of the paid operators had specific challenges, like the Battle Pass operators. Actually, Yeah, it was only the Battle Pass operators that had the specific challenges that you could do for multiplayer and zombies to earn different skins. But it wasn't just the Battle Pass operators. It was Woods. It was not Park. 'Cause Park's not an operator. It was no, Park is an operator. What am I talking about? Yeah, it was Woods. It was Park. It was Powers. It was Hunter. You know, it was all those characters that you could go into zombies and you could go into multiplayer and do operator missions. And that was some of the most fun that I personally had with Black Ops Cold War, because like, oh, wow, look at this cool operator mission that I can do for my character. You know, oh, wow, that new skin for Stitch here. Oh, that looks great. And then every season they added new challenges for characters. And I loved covering those challenges. Vanguard did something a little bit different. And this is the one thing that I think I'll actually give Vanguard is the weapon or the operator leveling system, where you level up your operator to max level. And there are a couple of skins that you can earn for your operator. And then you get your operator up to level 20 and you unlock the level 20 skin, the gold skin for your operator, right? And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. So there have been challenges like that to earn them. I do sincerely wish, though, one day, like Black Ops 4 did at the very end of its life cycle, where you could have something to exchange into the shop to get whatever you specifically wanted. So like if you wanted that bulldozer skin that we were talking about, the Crimson Dozer, if you wanted to get that, you know, you could pay 2,400 COD points with real money, or you could pay, I don't know, other kind of currency you get in game, but it'll take you a little bit longer because obviously you're not paying money and it's not instant. It'll take you a little longer.
Yeah.
But it's not going to you know, it's not going to burn your pocketbook. So it's, you know, I do really hope a system like that comes back. It won't, though, because they already have the shop, they have the battle passes. It's quick and easy money for them. They realize that Fortnite works, and so they got that going. They realized, hey, wait a minute, we shouldn't force kids to gamble. We should just encourage kids to steal their parents' credit card and pay for it right away and make them super overpriced. Because $20 for some of these bundles, I mean, you look at some of these bundles in the store and you go, why is that $20? Like, yeah, exactly. Why is that a third of the fucking game? Right? And I don't understand it. I really don't understand. Unless the weapon is like a super special weapon that like, oh, this weapon is like a pay to win fucking thing, which that's a whole other conversation. Pay to win weapons are bullshit. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's mainly just for like the skins, really. It's mainly just to look cool. And I think they should have bundles where it's, if they really want to make money, they really want to monetize every little tiny thing. This is basically a free idea for them. If they want to, oh, you don't want the guns that come with the skin, you think it's too much, okay, just pay for the skin. Okay, just pay for the gun. Okay,
but each individual item's like, if you added each individual item up, it'd be more expensive.
Right, than the bundle. Yeah, exactly.
Than the bundle itself, but the bundle's like, oh, you want all of it?
Yeah,
you can get all of it. Yeah. It's up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just like, I miss when I could unlock variants of guns for free. For the most part.
Infinite Warfare's got a really great system for that, man. Infinite Warfare's got a great system for that, which I feel a little bit bad that I joined the Infinite Warfare party kind of late, because Infinite Warfare Zombies is pretty fun.
Here's the thing, right? Infinite Warfare 2 in 2025 instead of Advanced Warfare
2. Yeah,
2.
That's the new leak. Yeah, that's the new leak, of course.
You know, that's what I've heard from my sources at least. And like, I've heard that the variant system is coming back stronger than ever.
Oh yeah, man.
So, the sources, trust me, bro.
Oh, trust me. But that's the best source out there.
Yeah, listen, because if it doesn't follow through, then it doesn't matter, because it's the bro.
Because there's no one can take the blame for it, because you know, bro is bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but you know, speaking of bundles and speaking of all that, you know, obviously they're still adding new bundles to Vanguard, and you know, kind of getting a little bit into Vanguard Season 5 Reloaded that came out.
Boy.
I know it's been a little while since we've had an episode of the podcast up, so that happened over the last, you know, week or two. Yeah, so we apologize for missing last week, by the way. You know, shit just kind of got in the way, and you know, I mean, it is what it is sometimes. But we're here doing this episode.
Yeah.
But man, it's a season. It's a season 5. It's an update. One new multiplayer map, which is just kind of okay. I got kind of bored of it, like as soon as the map came out, because I don't know, the map just. It's just too much. It's just too many things to look at. Too many sight lines. You have to constantly be on crack, looking at every little like crevice and sight line. There's just too much to pay attention to. They added 2 new guns, which, I mean, for what it's worth, they're fun guns to use.
What are they?
One of them's an assault rifle, and then the LMG. You have the BP-50 assault rifle, which is the FNF-2000 from the original Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009. So, you know, World War II game with a modern gun again, by the way.
Has a laser gun in it.
Has a laser gun again, you know, of course. Which actually, speaking of lasers, the BP-50 is the first AR in Vanguard with the laser sight. And the laser sight is really fucking green. Really, really bright green. And it's a little bit distracting at times.
So wait, the Vanguard didn't have like a laser
Well,
sight.
No, because remember, World War II didn't have lasers. And so, you know, there's a gritty World War II experience with yellow dot sights, laser guns, like fucked up attachments for your World War II guns.
Half of the attachments that are on these guns didn't exist. Or wouldn't have been on the weapons ever.
Oh, but then you'll have some like weird, like some stickler in the comments. Oh, but they were developing the primitive red dots and yellow dots back in the day. Yeah, like, literally for airplanes. Literally like for like the original airplane fucking targets, and they were like these big fucking boxes that you had to have attached next to it in order for it to work. About?
Listen, that was an attachment for World War II. I was there, so I know about it. I was the laser.
And also there's like thermal sights in your guns too. It's like, oh well, they were all being developed at that time. It was all very primitive. You look at the fucking technology that we had back in the day. I mean, there was an experimental American rifle. I forgot it off the top of my head, the name of it. Oh my god, it's gonna bug me now. I see it in my head, but there's an experimental rifle that the United States. It was. Basically, it looked very similar to an M1 Garand, but it was supposed to have a thermal sight on it. And the massive fucking scope that was on that thing with this huge fucking battery was like it was huge.
And it was like you might as well have been a sniper dock somewhere.
Yeah. It's like, we're not going to have these fucking, these tiny little... and these optics in Vanguard are like so small too. They got these like really precise. Yeah, no, it's not going to be a thing, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, right? It is a video game. I can suspend my disbelief for a little bit when it comes to that. Okay, fine, whatever. It's kind of weird in a World War II game, sure, whatever. But it is Call of Duty. I'll suspend my disbelief with that. But then when you get to the point where it's like, you get to the point where it's like, fuck it, laser guns, go. It's like, come on, man. Like, it's weird. It's just weird. Maybe for zombies, okay, cool, but like, I don't know, man.
I think the thing is, right? They could have just like said this, yeah. So the Nazis were working on this really experimental, weird stuff, and they made this laser weapon, and the Nazis did it. So you use it now and don't question it any further.
Yeah,
we don't talk about it.
Experimental technology, right? Everyone loves that. That like the hand wave explanation, like, yeah, World War II experiments, and Nazi something,
The same person made the Wonderwall or whatever made this.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like the laser weapon thing in zombies. I'm not. That's fine. All right, cool. Laser weapon zombies, that's cool. Multiplayer for a World War II game is a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, it is weird. But for now, we're gonna have to suspend our disbelief, I guess, a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is Call of Duty. You can't really expect it to be super realistic. I mean, you're talking about your character can carry as many mags of ammunition as he wants on him. You're carrying a bunch of this different gear that will just weigh you down. You have all this like fast twitch, quick scoping. You can quick scope a 50 cal, a 50 BMG a sniper rifle. You can quick scope that, and you're just running around with that fucking thing. So obviously Call of Duty is not going to be realistic.
It is realistic. That happens in a normal scenario. I mean, I know people that use a pistol at like 100+ meters.
Oh,
because it's realistic.
That's got to be some exceptional marksmanship, though. I mean,
it's like hardcore, so I guess it's
like hardcore. Yeah, there you go.
That's why it works. Because for some reason, every pistol in COD one double taps on a hardcore mode because it's realistic.
I mean, hey, hardcore mode will be the closest you get to anything realistic, man. I'll
tell you something. I love the arguments back in the day. The stupid arguments are like, oh yeah, Call of Duty is so realistic. If I knife someone in the foot, they die. Did you ever hear them arguments back in the day?
Right.
Like then, like stupid little like, oh, your game is so unrealistic. I was like, of course it is. It's Call of Duty. I mean,
which is weird to me though. Like, think about this though. You have so many things that are in the game that are based off of real life that you would think you would be more realistic at this point. But I guess for a game like a first-person shooter, it's really hard to kind of capture the essence of being super realistic too.
Because you're counting for so many things. Like, what if I get knifed in the foot? Can I not walk? All of a sudden, do I limp?
Well, that's where games like Escape from Tarkov, Insurgency Sandstorm. That's where you have a lot of these games out there that will try to
emulate,
try to be a little more realistic, and you really have to figure out your kit. You got to figure out your loadout, and you got to figure out how you're going to survive with what you're given. So yeah, with Call of Duty, I find it really funny too, where they'll put realistic things in the game, right? Like what did I see the other day? It's I think it's the revolver in the game, the top break. There's a particular round of ammunition you can put in your revolver that you look it up. It's a real round, but it's number one, weird that it's on a revolver. I've never been much of a revolver guy. But two, it's just really weird how like it makes the gun more like powerful, where it's basically like birdshot. It's like birdshot. It's like it's a 45 ACP round, but with birdshot in it, and it basically makes your gun like it makes your pistol a shotgun in a way, right?
Okay.
Which I get it. Okay, birdshot. You got more pellet. You got pellets going out, right? Cool. Get it. Great. But then you have like 357, I believe, you can put on your revolver in the game. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's 357. It's like, why the fuck would I want to just do that? And then that's weaker than the birdshot. Like, I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of weird. I get it. Like the particular round that's in the game is mainly used for like small rodent hunting. Like I was reading about it, and it was talking about, you have this like shell shot, like 45 ACP birdshot that has these like little pellets that expand out, and you can like easily kill a rat or a mouse or something like that. But and then you have the STG, for example, right? That's you have the STG with a drum on it, right? And this drum is a different fucking caliber than what the STG actually comes in, right? So you have 8mm Kurtz and you have 8mm Mauser, and so you have both of those types of ammo that you can put into your fucking STG in the game. So it's like, okay, you took the time to look up that, okay, there's 8mm Kurtz and there's 8mm Mauser, but you put them on the same gun. So you have things that are like semi-realistic, and then it's like, then it just doesn't work.
Don't make sense.
And it just don't work in real life. You're not shooting 8mm Mauser out of your fucking STG. That's 8mm Kurtz through and through. So,
but we're also living in the same world where there is a laser gun.
But you're also living in the same world where there's a laser gun. So that's the thing, right? There's give and take. You have these certain things that are like kind of it's realistic in one way, and then you have the other things that aren't realistic. I guess there's that kind of tightrope balancing act that these developers go through, which we're here to point them out, we're here to criticize, we're here to point fingers about it, because it's fun to talk about it, and it's fun to be like, hey, look, that's realistic, and hey, look, that's not realistic, and we're gonna either make fun of you or we're gonna say, okay, whatever.
I think what they need to do next is God. I think the thing they need to do next for the next COD game, not Modern Warfare 2 because there's not enough time, is for it to truly be the most realistic game ever. Every character needs to be voiced by Chris Pratt, because if they're not, then that's not realistic at all. Okay.
And that's where we're ending today's episode of the podcast, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching.
I think he needs to voice everything, even the animals. If there's a dog, he just says bark.
Bark.
Because that's what I'd imagine. He would even try to like do like an actual dog. He'd be like, bark. It's a me, the dog.
It's me, the dog.
It's a me, the dog.
I don't know, man. I don't have words. I don't have words anymore.
It's a me, Woods.
I don't have words anymore. I don't have words anymore for that. I don't.
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Oh man, I don't know what's happening in Call of Duty anymore. Modern Warfare 2 is right around the corner. Campaign early access is right around the corner. I might do that. I don't know.
I probably will. Yes.
I might. If it doesn't crash on me in the campaign, I might.
Probably will.
I'll just play the campaign on offline mode at that point.
It will still crash.
It probably will, let's be honest.
It'll be a connection issue.
I don't even want to I don't want to even begin to think about that right now. I actually have yet to pre-order Modern Warfare 2 because of that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh. But yeah, I guess that will actually about do it for this episode. I mean, we talked about Season 5 Reloaded. We talked about the prospects of maybe Advanced Warfare 2. We talked about Chris Pratt being every single character in the next Call of Duty game. And we talked about some other stuff, I guess, man. I mean, it was an interesting episode. Talked about realism in Call of Duty a little bit there, which is cool. Yeah, overall, kind of a chill episode, kind of an everything episode. Yeah, what do you have to say to end things off here? Any final thoughts?
Just don't completely shit on the idea of Advanced Warfare 2. But
it could have an upside, but who knows?
But also be very concerned.
Yeah, I can get behind that. You know,
yeah.
Sledgehammer's track record hasn't been the best, but I mean, if they're able to maybe do something, maybe they can. Who knows? But I'm definitely wary. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching another episode of the Division Z podcast. What was your favorite part? What do you guys think about Advanced Warfare 2? What do you think about Vanguard? All that kind of stuff. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. With that said, thank you again for watching. Check out the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with everything that we do. And have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.